Kakadosh Boker Tov, Shavua Tov. We're continuing on Daf Nun Zayin Amud Aleph. This is going to be 57. However, though, we're going to start on Nun Vav Amud Bet. It's the last two lines where it says Tanu Rabbanan, the two dots. Okay? Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in the Braita, but Ishona at the beginning, right? Before the Chachamim gave their rebuke, Hayu Notnim Pe'ah Lelefet. They used to come and they used to give Pe'ah to Lefet. What does it mean, Pe'ah? Pe'ah means is that you used to put the corner, meaning they used to leave over the corner of the fields for the lefet, for the turnips, v'lichruv, and for kruv, which is cabbage. Rabbi Yosef Omer, Rabbi Yosef says, af lekaflot. How do you say that in English? It says krisha. Leeks. Thank you. Right, for leeks. The Tanya Idach and another Braita says, hayunotrim pe'ah lelefet lekaflot. They used to put it for the lefet and kaflot, and they took out the carrots, right? The kruv. Rabbi Shimon Omer, Rabbi Shimon says, even for the kruv also as well. So they used to take it for different vegetables as well. So says the Gemara, Neima tlata tanai havu. Why don't we just say that these three shitot that are brought down, right, are from the same shita, which means the Tanakama of the first Braita, which says that we're going to take it off only from lefet to kruv, which is basically turnips and cabbage. The Tanakama of the second Braita is saying from turnips and from leeks. And according to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon, it's for all three. Yeah, so why don't we just say it's three different shitot, right? The three different opinions. Whether you take off the corner for the leeks, cabbage, and turnips. So says the Gemara, no. Tre Tana have it. There were only two Tanaim. It's not three different Tanaim that you're going up. You understand? Because remember, it's not really going up. Because the first two, they each hold two. Don't think which two. Do you say it's turnips and cabbage or turnips and leeks? The third one held all three. So do we say that there are three different opinions? Or he's only saying, no, it's only two. Tanakama de Rabbi Shimon, I know Rabbi Yosef. The Tanakama de Rabbi Yosef, I know Rabbi Shimon. So basically it's Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Yosef. Two different shitot. My af, what does it mean also? Right? But he said that it's also the other thing. So he says a kamaita on the first one, which is on the turnips, that the first Tanakama said. Okay? Which means that when it says over here that there's only going to be two shitot, okay, and the Tanakama of Rabbi Shimon, which is the Tanakama that argues on Rabbi Shimon in the second Braita, is Rabbi Yosef himself. That he says that they put pe'ah for turnips and for leeks, just like the Tanakama of the second Braita. And the Tanakama of the Rabbi Yosef, which is of the first Braita, was Rabbi Shimon, okay, that he said that you're going to do it from the turnips and from the cabbage. And when it says the word, right, af, what does it mean af each time? A kamaita on the first one. Okay, which is adding on. So it's not like a third shita, it's the same shita, but there's only two. You understand? Meaning, go back to the Braita. The Braita said, Barishona hayunotrim pe'ah lelefe v'likruv. So that is the Tanakama of Rabbi Yosef, because now we just said Rabbi Yosef Omer. So that's the first Braita. So the first Braita tells you, Tanakama holds turnips and cabbage. Rabbi Yosef says, af, also. Also what? Also kaflut, which is the leeks. Tanya Yidach, the second Braita says, Hayunotrin, who is that? So, right, Hayunotrin pe'ah lelefe v'likaflot, which is basically leeks and turnips. And Rabbi Shimon here says kruv. So the Gemara says, we thought at the beginning that there were three different shitot. It was like Tanakama, Rabbi Yosef, and Tanakama, Rabbi Shimon. No. It's Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Shimon. Now, when the first Braita was Tanakama, that Tanakama was Rabbi Shimon. And then you had Rabbi Yosef. The second Braita was Rabbi Yosef, and then it was Rabbi Shimon. Okay, you understand? That means it's not like three different opinions, it's only two opinions. Okay? Now says the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan, we also learned in the Braita, Ben Bohayan Natan Pe'ah Layerek. So Ben Bohayan, which it says over here, a person that his father's name is Bohayan. Okay, so the son of Bohayan. I don't know. That's his father's name is Bohayan. Yeah, he gave Pe'ah for Yerek. Uba aviv u'matzal ne'im shayu tonim Yerek v'omdim petach hagina. So all of a sudden the father comes and he finds that the Anim are coming and they're taking Yerek, right? That means, right? V'omdim petach hagina. They're right there, right? Amar lahem, he told them, Banai, said, my children, hashlichu ma'alechem, throw it off. Yeah, why? Because at the end of the day, you guys took it b'torat pe'ah, but be'emet it's not pe'ah, so you guys have to take off ma'aser. V'ani noten lechem kiflaim b'meusad, and I'm going to give you double in ma'aser. Yeah, lo mipeneh sheni tzara, right? Not because my eye is tzara, is stingy, and lo mipneh she'amru chachamim en notrim pe'ah layerek, but rather because you're not supposed to give pe'ah for vegetables. Which means that they would have thought to say, listen, imagine right now you're taking right? Or people that are poor, they're taking from the corner of the field. They're coming out, and all of a sudden somebody comes and he tells them, no, don't take that. Get rid of it. You're not allowed to take it. The guys are going to say, listen, Iowa, we were just able to take it. Now you're going to tell us no. So what did he say? Not because I have a stingy eye. Not because of that. What's the reason why, Bemet? He says the reason is very, very simple. He says the reason is why? There's no peah. So what am I going to do? And therefore, what? You're obligated in maaser. But what am I going to do? I'm going to give you double. Whatever you took, I'm going to give you double, but in musal already. That it's already took off the maaser. Okay, that's what he comes and he tells him. So we continue and it says, Lama lehu lo mipnei sheni tzara. Ask the Gemara, why did he have to say the entire concept that not because my eyes it's tzara? Why did he have to say it's not because my eyes are very stingy and things like that? Why do you have to say that? So says the Gemara, he says it's in order that people shouldn't understand that it's not that they're just pushing us away. Which means many times it happens that a person tells you, no, don't take this. I'm gonna whatever. They're just pushing me away. They're not actually giving it to me. So therefore he says, in order that we shouldn't feel that people are actually pushing away, that's why he went and he said, it's not because of my ayn is tzara, but rather I'm going to actually give it to you, but rather just because of the chachamim. Okay? Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in the Braita. So at the beginning, the Kohanim used to come and they used to place the skins of the Koche Kadashim, right, in the Lishkat Bet Parva, which is basically, when it says over here, the Lishkat Bet Parva was that there were 6 different Lishakot in the Azara, 3 in the north and 3 in the south. If we had a picture, sections, they're like chambers, like rooms, it's like inner chambers, yeah? If you remember, if we had a picture now of the Bet HaMikdash, I would show you that on the north and on the north and south, on the north and the south, you had chambers. Okay, that was one of them was where the chamber was, where for example, where the Kohen Gadol would come and he would do the mikveh on the. So Tanu Rabbanan, we learned to the Braita, but Rishona yom manichin et haorot of the Kodashim b'lishka bet haparva, v'la'erev, and in the nighttime you mechalkin otan l'she betav. These are divided between the people of the betav. Sheyu ba'alei zro notrin zro mizro, because the Kohanim, which were more chazakim, used to come and just like grab it away. Yeah. So itkinu shiyu mechalkin otam erev Shabbat erev Shabbat. So then they went and they divided it erev Shabbat erev Shabbat. So that way everyone would come together and take it equally. So you see that this concept that people that were more powerful would just take away whatever they wanted, right? It always existed. So therefore, the purposely the Bet HaMikdash, what they did was in a certain fashion to make sure that it was going to be divided equally. And still the Gdolei Kuna used to come and they used to take it away with strength, right? Because of their positions or whatever it is. So Amdu Be'alim, so all of them got together, and they started making it Hekdesh to Bedek Bait. That means the second that they saw that they were taking it by force, that's it. Everything went to the Shamayim. Sometimes you have that. Sometimes you have people that are very, very forceful. So it's not that you want to give things to them, but just they take a bizruah. Because if they don't, they make such a big balagan or a fight or that, you just say, you know what, just take it and that's it. Like, you get tired of it. Okay? So Amru, they said, there weren't a very few days until finally they went and they covered the entire echal with gold. Shenama, which is a Ramalama, be'ovid dinar zahav, with the thickness of a dinar zahav. V'laregel and shalosh regalim ayu mekapin otan manichin otan gabe ma'ala behar habayit. Then they used to come and they used to take it off and they used to put it on one of the places of the Harabayit. It says over here outside of the Azara. So they should see the look of their melacha and everything is beautiful, the way that it was done. That means they used to show these tablaot. That means even though these tablaot were on the echal, they used to take them down and then they used to put it so way all the Olei Regalim would see it and say, wow. The tablets, yes. Tablaot, yeah. Fine. Tana, we learned in the Braita. Abba Shaul Omer, Abba Shaul says, Korot shel shikma ayu bericho. They were trees, right? These are very thick trees. Ilanot avim mechubarim of sycamore were in Yericho. Vayuba lezroot, and the Baal lezroot used to come. Venotlinotan, and they used to take them. Yeah, so Bizroa, they used to take them with force. So Amdu Baalim Vigdushum La Shamayim. So the Baalim used to come and they used to take them to the Shamayim, to Bedek Habayit, right? Alehem on the Baal Ezro v'kayotze bahem amar Abba Shaul ben Matnit mishum Abba Yosef ben Chanin. Oy li mi bet Baitus. Woe to me, to the house of Baitus. Yeah, they were all Kohanim Gedolim during the second Bet HaMikdash, right? But it says here, but they were the Shaim. So they used to take a bizroa. right? So they used to take it as if to say that they're, so they went and they put everything to the Shamayim. They made it Ekdesh. Oy li me'alatan. Woe to me that they start hitting people with sticks. Oy li mi bet chanin. Oy li mi lichashatan. Look at all their bad advice. Oy li mi bet katrus. Woe to the house of the katrus. These are all different families. Oy li mi kulmusin. So they used to come and they used to write bad letters.
What is this concept? This concept is that
Basically, what's happening is that they're showing to everyone, right, that look at the way that it's what is it called, the corruption, right? That basically these take things by force. Exactly, nothing new. Everything's the same. Nothing changed. Well, you think things change? Yeah, it's just nowadays they do it with a suit and yeah, it's all the same. Yeah, what does that mean? So the corruption's always there. You understand? Corruption was always there. So that way there's no more corruption anymore. Why? Because now that's it. They were still taking it by force. So now people that are taking it by force, Hegdesh. And it says, Oy li mi bet Ishmael mem piachi, or Oy li mi agrofin. Or these people that they were very, very strong. Shem kohanim gedolim v'neim gizbarim v'chatneim kamelim v'avdehen choftin et hamamakot. He says, look, it's all connected. It's a whole mafia. You understand? You saw what the kohanim did. All mafia. Yeah, they're the ones that are kohanim gedolim. Right? Their children are the gizbarim of Hegdesh. Their son-in-laws and everything, they're the ones in charge of all the fields. And then their servants are the ones that are giving everyone makot. So it's a whole mafia. You understand? That's what they were doing. So Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a Braita, Arbat Tzevachot Tzevcha Azara. There were 4 different screams that the Azara screamed. Rishona Atzu Mikam Bnei Eli. Right? Run out of here, the children of Eli, Shetimu Echal Hashem. That they made the Echal of Hashem, right? Tameh. So here it says, Eli was a Kohen Gadol, right, during Mishkan Shiloh, right before Shemuel Hanavi. His children, Chofrim Pinchas, they were Metameh the Echal. Because it says that they laid with women. So it says here, Al Pi Pshuto, it sounds like that they were doing infidelity with married women. However, though the Gemara says that what they were doing was that they weren't bringing the sacrifices immediately, and therefore it stopped the women from going home. So therefore, since the women were not able to go home and be with their husbands, it was as if that they were laying with them, but not that they did lie down with them. So therefore it says, the children of Eli, get out of here because they're making me impure. Ve'od Tzevacha, another one, he used to come and he used to respect himself, but he was being mechalel the kodesh shamayim. Because he used to put on his hands like types of like mesh, like of silks, and then he used to do the korbanot. Now, obviously, it was for his own kavod because he didn't want his hands to be dirty with the blood of the korbanot and the meat of the korbanot. But it's a chatzitza, and obviously a chatzitza is nothing. You're not allowed to have a chatzitza. ועוד צווחת זרע, another one, שאו שערים לשכם, וייכנס שמואל בן פיחי, תלמידות של פנחס, וישמש בכהונה גדולה. Right? שאו שערים לשכם, right? Open up the gates, right? And what happened? And he should come in. Yeah? Why this one? Okay, yeah, you're talking about the Shir Shel Yom. Yeah. Right? I thought you were talking about the song. וייכנס ישמעאל בן פיחי, תלמידות של פנחס, and he should come in ישמעאל בן פיחי, the student of Pinchas, and he should be משמש, כהן גדול. So it says over here that even though they were very, very strong, he himself was kasher. So you do see that sometimes even from a family, which they're not the best family, but sometimes you do have kosher people coming out of them. Yeah, ve'od, and furthermore, the Talmid of Pinkai, right? V'imalek kresomi kodesh shamayim, that his stomach should be filled with kodesh shamayim. Fine. Amru alav al Yochanan ben Arbai. They said on this person, Yochanan ben Arbai, Shaya Ochel, that he used to eat, yeah, him and his guests, 300 agalim, 300 calves. Veshoteh 300 garbi yain, they used to drink 300 barrels of wine, right? Ve'ochel 40 seah gozalo bekino sudan, they used to eat 40 seah of gozalo. Gozalot are like the ducks, like a very expensive thing, but for the quinoa suda for dessert. Amru, they said, Kol ma shel Yochanan ben Arbai lo nimsa notar b'mikdash. It was never notar. They used to eat so much meat and everything, there was never leftovers. Leftovers is prohibited. You're not allowed to have leftovers of the korbanot. They have to finish them off. There was no such thing as leftovers. They used to finish everything. Don't worry about it. Yeah? I remember that there used to be people, right, that they used to go to, let me just pause. So it says the Gemara, what was the sof of Yisachar ish Barkai? Right? What punishment did he receive for his actions? Right? Because what did this Yisachar ish Barkai do? We just said that he should get out of there, but we didn't actually explain. We said because he used to put like a chatzitza. So Amri, they said, Malka u Malka tavu yatve. The Melech and the Malka, they were sitting. Malka amar gadya yaeh. Right? Basar agdi is better. That means the meat of a kid is more appropriate. The Malkata, the queen, said, Imra yaeh, that the basar of a keves, of a sheep, is better. So what's better, the kid or the sheep? So Amru, they went and they said, Man muchach. They said they're going to ask the Kohen Gadol, the Kamasi Korbanot, that he's bringing the Korbanot every single day. Ata ihu. So Yisachar came, he was the Kohen Gadol. They brought him. And what happened? Achvi bideh. Yeah, and he showed it. What does that mean? Achvi bideh. He went and he showed them with their hands, like as if like, if the gdi was better, so it should be brought to a korban tamid. Amar Malka, said the Malka, since he didn't have any emata malchut, nifseku lemineh, cut off his right hand. Why, he didn't fear the kingdom? Cut off his right hand. Yaiv shochad. So what happened is that he went and he gave shochad to the Eved HaMelech. He went and he gave shochad. He gave, how do you call it? Soborno. He gave what? Bakshish. He went and he gave them bribery. So what happened? Paskel Ismail, they cut his left hand instead of the right hand. Yeah, why? Because remember, the right hand, people use the right hand all the time. So he preferred to cut the left. So he gave a bribe and they cut off the left hand. Shama Malka Paskel Imine. The king found out, and then they did the right hand. So now they cut off both of his hands. Wow. So that was his punishment. That was his punishment because he went and he was doing the service of Bet HaMikdash with a chatzitza. No, chatzitza was, you remember, he put on his hands the silks and everything, like the gloves or whatever, so his hands don't get dirty from the Bet HaMikdash, from the blood and from the meats and everything. So they went and they said, since he didn't have any fear of the kingdom, cut off his right hand. He gave bribe, they only cut off the left hand. The second the king heard about it, cut off his right as well. They cut off both. Amar Rav Yosef, says Rav Yosef, Perich Rachmana Dashkeleli Yisachar Ishkafar Barkai Mitarpa Samine Ba'ayalma. Baruch Hashem that this Yisachar Ishkafar Barkai, he took his punishment in this world. Yeah, why? Because at least he was punished in this world. He got both his hands cut off, but that's it. Right? So it says, Amar Ravashi, says Ravashi, Yisachar Ishkafar Barkai Lotan Matznitin. Right? He didn't learn the Mishnah and the Braita. The time was learned to the Mishnah. V'Shimon Omer, Kvasim Kod Milezim. The keves always comes before an ez. The sheep comes before the goats. Bechol makom, in any place. Right? Why? Why exactly is this happening? It says, Yachol mipnei muvcharim b'minan. Are you going to tell me that they're better? Tamulomar im keves yavi korbano. Right? The pasuk before said, Ve'vi korbano sirat izim. So the parasha brings down that it's better first the ez before the keves. Melamed sheshten shuklin kechad. So one second, which one's better? So it says they're both the exact same. Which means the keves is not better than the gdi, and the gdi is not, it's all the same. Right? The sheep and the goat, right? It's all the same. Ravina says, he didn't even read the pasuk. Tichtiv, im keves im ez. Ibai keves laiti, ibai ez laiti, whichever one you could bring. So the fact that he didn't even know chumash, he didn't know anything. He was an Ama'aretz. The fact that he was an Ama'aretz, that's why he did this. He didn't know. And that's why he was left out. Hadran alach makom shenahagu. This is very interesting that we actually finished now